Welcome to Baker Forward. My guest today is Randy Olson, CEO of Lane Regional Medical Center. And welcome to the show, Randy.
Thank you very much for including me.
And I know Lane is a regional hospital, and you want to tell us what areas you serve?
Sure. We started out as a hospital service district many years ago, but we've gone way beyond the district. The district went to the parish line to the north, the Mississippi River to the west, the Amite to the east, and Hooper and Harding Road. But now we service patients from Mississippi, East and West Feliciana, with a new bridge to Point Coupee Parish. We see patients from there, Baker, Zachary, of course, Central, and even the northern part of East Baton Rouge. So,
you want to tell us about some of the growth? I know that a lot of good things are happening up there, and you want to tell us, give us a little background of where you're from, and
okay.
Also how long you've been here, and if you're still eating crawfish.
I'm still eight. Oh, yes, of course. I've been here 10 years. I'm originally from Minnesota, so that's why maybe I have a little bit of an accent. Originally from Minnesota, I spent some time in the military and then spent some time in hospitals on the East Coast primarily. And I really enjoy it here. The first time I was introduced to crawfish, I wasn't really sure what to do with them, but I've gotten so that I eat them a lot, and it's been great. My educational background is University of Minnesota undergraduate degree. And then I have an MBA from Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia when I was getting out of the Navy. But anyway, when I came here about 10 years ago, we were looking at, the hospital was looking at a strategic plan to figure out how to kind of fill some of the needs and whether we should grow in the community or not. And probably one of the first things we talked about was a cardiology program. Lane had really not gotten into great depth in cardiology before, so in about 7 years ago, we partnered with a company called Cardiovascular Institute of the South. They're headquartered in Houma. And we brought them into the picture. We signed an agreement in August of 2006. And brought them into the picture, and they have brought physicians up here. We opened up a cardiovascular center, a cath lab, a CT scanner to check the heart out, and we have really gone gangbusters to the point right now that we're going to probably have to add a second cath lab.
I know that I know a number of people that have had heart problems that have gone to Lane, and all they have is good to say about it. I think I know my fire chief had a procedure done there and had some blockage, and he was real pleased with the service that he received.
Yes. There is a lot of heart disease in this area, I think probably maybe because of the crawfish. I'm not
exactly
sure.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I don't think I want to recommend anybody stop eating crawfish for sure. But cardiology has been a really good program. We also are really trying to improve our wound care center. A lot of people in this area have diabetes, and what happens is that the veins to the leg, the blood flow to the legs don't flow as well as the advanced disease comes on. So wounds in feet and legs have a tendency to be tough to heal. And actually right now we're in the process of expanding our wound care center. We're bringing in 2 new hyperbaric chambers. That what the hyperbaric chambers do is bring 100% oxygen to the body, and oxygen helps the wounds heal a lot faster. So we're really excited about that as well.
That's great.
One other thing I'd like to share with you too is Dr. Howard Martin has been involved with the hospital for a number of years. I think probably everybody here knows him. We're going to name the new wound care building after Dr. Martin, the Dr. Howard L. Martin Medical Building.
That's
so we're
great.
Really excited about that.
I know. Do you have other changes you've made?
Yes, we added behavioral health services almost 2 years ago now, and that program has really gone viral almost. So that's doing well. We're adding a 4th OBGYN, trying to grow our obstetrics program. And then I think the other thing is that orthopedics, we do a lot of knee and hip replacements.
Right.
So we're really trying to make sure that those programs
And I know
grow.
since Women's Hospital has moved a little bit further out, when the baby gets ready to come, they're not going to wait till you drive out there. And I remember having to drive in 4 o'clock traffic to get my wife to Woman's when we had our second son. So it was our third child, and actually having to drive on the side of the road, and was stopped by a policeman, and I say, sir, if you want to deliver this baby, you better let me go. So, but that's going to make it more convenient and more community when the young families can have their kids at
yes.
Lane.
We think, and of course we're a smaller hospital than the big hospitals in Baton Rouge, but what we think we can do is give more down-home care, more individualized care, and more patient-centered care.
Right.
So we're excited about that.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm excited to know as a citizen of Baker that if something happened, then I can actually, you know, be at the hospital within 5 minutes. So that's a great thing.
You can do that, and we'll be happy to take care of you at any time, Mayor.
That's right. And I have had surgery there, and I want to say it was, I was really pleased with the service that I received. It was great, and I mean, I couldn't have asked for better service anywhere else. So, you know, we really appreciate what Lane and the service that Lane provides in the community. So, thank y'all. And is there anything else you want to?
Well, one other thing that I would like to share with your viewers too is at the Nightingale Award ceremony in February of this year, Lane was recognized as the Acute Care Hospital of the Year for Louisiana from the bed size 61 to 160 beds. So another recognition for the great things that we're doing. That's
great. And you know that I know the nurses have won awards for their service and the things that they do. And,
yes, they have a program called Pathway to Excellence, which they received a couple years ago too.
Yeah, so. And we're gonna come back. We'll be back in a few minutes to discuss other things with Randy and how the hospital functions, and particularly with some of the other services that the hospital provides.
Great.
WLFT joins all TV stations in our area, reminding you to rescan your digital TV sets so you can pick up all of the new TV stations, which are broadcast free over the air. Hey, you bought the new high-definition TV, so now enjoy the free over-the-air entertainment like the new Country Channel on 30.3, featuring 24-hour music videos and concerts direct from Nashville. More new channels are planned, so change the batteries in your smoke detector and rescan Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Baker Forward. My guest is Randy Olson, is going to talk about the radiation oncology services that is provided by Lane Regional Hospital. Randy, thank you.
Yes, a little history on that too, Mayor, if I could. A little over 2 years ago, started talking to the people at the Pennington Cancer Center in Baton Rouge to see what we could do as a group to bring additional services to the Zachary Baker area. And we focused on radiation oncology. And you'll see behind me a floor plan of what we're going to be trying to do. At the bottom here is an office space that's already in existence, and the upper part that's a little bit different color is where we're going to put the linear accelerator. Now, a linear accelerator is a piece of equipment that's going to cost about $2 million all by itself. The construction is going to cost about $1.3 million, so in all it's going to be well over $3.5 million. But what we're going to do is we're going to build this vault to put the linear accelerator in it. The linear accelerator shoots beams into the body, into the cancer cells that the patient has, to try to kill the cells and try not to kill anything else that the patient needs. So the vault, because of these beams that it sends, the vault has to be, or the linear accelerator has to be entombed in like a cancer vault, or I mean not a cancer vault, but a cement vault. And so that these beams, if they go in a different direction, they don't hurt anything outside of the building. So around the linear accelerator is going to be 3 to 5 feet of concrete above, below, and on the sides. Right. So it's going to take us a while to construct this. We hope to get started on this new addition in probably mid-April, and then it should be finished by the end of the year. It's an 8-month project to construct this. But it's going to be bringing a service to the area that we haven't had up here before. And anybody who has cancer knows that when you have these treatments, whether it's radiation or chemotherapy, you're sick as a dog.
Right. Takes a lot out of you.
Oh yeah, and you don't want to have to drive any further than you absolutely positively have to get to these services. So people in this area now will be able to get this care here. Now that's the radiation side. We're also going to be improving the chemotherapy. We do that on a limited basis, but in the other side of this building that I just showed you here, there is going to be a chemotherapy center that will offer chemotherapy to patients. So Lane has been got into the cardiology business about 7 years ago. Now we're going to get into the cancer business.
Right. And I know it's from a standpoint of being able to get the best and the brightest. I know you've gone out and you're competing.
Yes.
We're competing, and I'm a board member on the Lane Regional Medical Center board, and we're competing with a lot of other hospitals, a lot of other facilities to
Sure.
try to make sure we get good doctors. We want to
Yes.
get doctors with a lot of experience, and
Yes.
also that can come to the area.
Right.
And one of the things that you have, and you're blessed to have it, is Zachary has the #1 school system, and that's a that's a great selling point, because people want to make sure when they come to an area that their kids are going to get the best education.
You're so right. As a matter of fact, we have 4 new doctors starting at Lane in August.
Right.
An OBGYN, a female OBGYN is coming, another cardiologist, a general surgeon, and a family practice physician. So those 4 doctors will be starting. We're not, at least that we know of, we're not losing anybody, right. So that'll be 4 additional physicians. And then in the radiation oncology area, the radiation oncologist who will be helping us with this, there are really 2 of them. They'll be coming up from Baton Rouge, at least initially, and then
right.
Who knows where it'll go from there.
That's great. Anything else? I know you've done a lot of things in the last 10 years, but and you have a vision, and that's what I admire about you, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
You have a vision of where you want to see the hospital. And it's almost like this is your baby, and you're birthing this, and
yeah.
And I know you've done a wonderful job.
Well, thank you.
But any other vision that you want to see, or maybe you can't talk about it now, because but if you can, let's hear what you have stored for the hospital and future plans.
I think the vision is, since we have a really good hospital there, that we'd like to get additional services on our campus. We have a 39-bed nursing home. We're really hoping at some point in time we could expand that, but there are a lot of regulations right now to keep us from doing that, but we're looking at every option, every alternative. One of the things that we had talked about before is this Earl K. Long closure, and that's going to be happening very shortly, and we're very concerned about our emergency room and the things that had been done at Earl K. Long. Now we're going to see a lot of new emergency room patients, a lot of indigent patients that will challenge us financially. So we're going to really try very hard to make sure that we can provide services to be as efficient as we can, to do the very best that we can for the people in the community, and yet stay financially viable.
And you're talking about financially, Randy.
Sure.
Medicare is cutting back. I know
Yes.
we've got 1% reduction, and then we're looking at some more reductions on Medicare. And
Yes.
I know that's a tremendous. And you may think 1% is not a lot, but actually what happens is, you know, when all this adds up, this really puts us in a bind. And as a board member, I know we're faced with a lot of hard decisions sometimes as to how we spend the money and what we're doing.
Exactly. About 50% of our patients are Medicare. About another 12 to 14% are Medicaid. And both of those programs don't pay us the full charges, or really what it costs us to provide those services. So we have to be pretty flexible. We have to be very, very innovative in the things that we do. I can guarantee you that.
Well, we know that you spend money wise, and you do the things that make the hospital go. So we really appreciate you, and I speak for myself, and I know the other board members feel the same way. And there are a lot of other things that are going on up there, and there's a foundation that's being established. So we are looking forward to it. And thank you so much. I appreciate you being on the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. It's your friend Jay, and I'ma tell you true. If you want the best crawfish in town, you have got to go by the Crawfish Crib, located at 7869 Greenwell Springs Road and 9836 Florida Boulevard. Holler at Henry and ask him to hook you up with that Gold Rush garlic butter sauce on your crawfish and your crab legs, y'all. It's good. Have a good time.
Welcome back to Baker Forward. My next guest is Councilman John Givens, Councilman District 5. John, thank you for being on the show. And
thank you for having me.
And you want to tell us a little bit what your council area consists of, the area it consists of in Baker?
District 5 it consists of the Shaman subdivision, Shalua subdivision, Mellow Shalua subdivision, part of Harding Street, also part of Levy Lane going toward Plank Road.
Okay.
And also part of Buffalo.
And what made you decide to run for council, for the office? And you know, I mean,
well, I've been around politics a lot since I've been in Baton Rouge. I've been around politics since I was probably about 30 years old, and some of the older guys that was in politics from the Baton Rouge area, like the Joe Del Pitt, Richard Turner and all that, I used to work with them. And then I never thought I'd be running for anything, but I was just working along with them. And then later on I decided, I used to work for Pitney, but then I decided that after I moved to Baker, I saw that I can do some good and help improve the community.
Well, I'm looking forward to continuously working with y'all, and I think we all have the same heart. We want to see what's best. I want to see what's best and do what's best for Baker. And you originally from where? St. Francisville?
St. Francisville, Louisiana.
Yeah, I know.
I came down to Baton Rouge to attend Southern University.
And I've been knowing you for over 30 years.
Right. I used to work temporary at Exxon, where I used to work at, where you retired from.
Yeah. So I mean, it's you know, I don't think any of us decide that we want to get into this, and certainly people don't realize what it involves, not only on you but on your family.
Right.
And you know, I know that I never really had an ambition to do this, and after retiring, well, I actually got elected before I retired. So, you know, we here, and of course, we're servants, and we want to serve the people.
Right.
We talk about projects, John. What projects you want to see happen, not just in your district, but throughout the city, things that you want to see improve and the things that we can do and work together
Well,
to make them happen.
But some of the things you've been working on, like the road overlay project, that we go to the next phase, and then we'll be able to do a better job than we did the first time, and also get involved in the recruit of business
Right.
coming to Baker. And I think if all of us get involved and communicate together, I think we can do it.
Right, and we got to work together. I mean, you can't get anything done if you're not working together.
Right.
And we do have a road project that we're putting up. It's going to be $1.5 million capital outlay project for road construction, and we are writing a grant for $600,000. So if we can get that money, we can use that to try to improve our infrastructure.
Right. Another thing we got is erosion. I got a subdivision in Melishallur. People on the last street got some erosion going on. So if we can probably later on working there, getting some funds or something like you was talking about,
Right.
and kind of like offset this erosion, I think that'll be a good idea too.
You know, erosion's a problem throughout not only the city. The ditches are designed to remove water, and anytime you have fluid that's flowing at the rate it flows, when you get 4 or 5 inches of rain within an hour, it's going to tear the ditches up. You know, one of the things that you know, we do is that we spray the ditches to try to keep them clean, that they won't overgrow. But if you have overgrowth, then the ditches stop up and then the water don't remove. So
Right.
It's one thing, you're defeating yourself when you try to keep them clean, but then you get certain amount of erosion that happens.
Right, it do. But the city, I mean, right now, we are on the way of growing and moving up. I think this past year, it seemed Baker done better things than they, at one time. One time Baker had slowed down a little bit. But I think with all us working together, I mean everybody.
That's
I mean,
right. And
they have anything to do with the growth of Baker.
And you know, as a mayor, I want to see education improve.
Right.
Certainly don't have any ambition to take over the school system. That's the rumor out there that that the city want to take over the school system, and I know you don't feel like that. But we just want to work with the school system, or do whatever they want us to do to try to improve and improve our education. And certainly, if we can improve the education, the quality of education, we certainly can improve more young people coming to Baker and wanting to make Baker their home.
Right, you're right. We got enough to do as it is running the city. So all the thing we want to do is support the school system and they endeavor in improvement. Because one thing was when I ran, that was one of my things that I ran on, is that to help work with the school system to improve them, not to take it over, but improve.
And we got to be able to do that in a non-threatening way. We can't go out and say what there's a system in place, the school board, and there's the council, but there are 3 things that will bring a city together, and that's the chamber, and the school system, and the city.
Right.
If we can get all of us working together, we can not only improve, but we can also help bring businesses. And we do have a number of businesses that are looking to come to Baker right now.
Right.
Hopefully they'll come.
Right.
So we got some exciting things that are happening.
We do.
That's happening in Baker. So we appreciate you being on the show, and we thank you, and we're gonna, hopefully we're gonna be able to get this thing moving and get it going.
Right. And I appreciate you having me, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And stay tuned. I want y'all to stay tuned next week for Baker Forward, and let's see what good things that are happening in Baker, and hopefully we can get things where we want them and get things going. Stay tuned, and see you next week.